topic of this whole conference, first of its kind green property show. So I'll take you through this 1-minute video, what is all about a green homes and what goes into this, and then you can have your queries also for this. So when it's a green property show, we are actually talking about how we can have our own buildings which are where we live or where we work or where we play. All these kind of building stock can go green by design, by construction and by operation. It is not important that your building is already built or your building is yet to be come up on the ground and there is nothing to start. Everybody can start on the green journey at any point of time. The person who is designing, the person who is living in the building for 100 years. There are many such examples where IGBC has showcased 120 years old building going green in the country, building which is not born, which is yet to be built, going green. So the green property show is all about a showcase of the projects which have walked the path of going green. So this is where you can also go and explore some of the projects and them earlier projects also which are pre-certified or certified, where you can live and experience those buildings and listen from the tenants, listen from the office workers and the other people, how they are experiencing in this building. So that is all about a green property show, and it is first time happening and hosted by Hyderabad. And we know that Hyderabad has showcased green in all aspects. Railway stations has gone green in Hyderabad, India's first green railway station. India's first green metro station has come up in many parts of the world, of the country, but India's first green metro on a PPP model has come up in Hyderabad. Then many of the first has come to here. The first of the kind green building is already the IGBC headquarter, which is just 1 kilometer away from this place. So many of the projects have gone green. So the question which everybody is having is, what is a green home? Like this is a common question. It can be a college student, it can be a professional, it can be a person who is a very aged, with a senior citizen person. What do you mean by a green home? A home means everything to everybody, because it is where it all begins. If it has to start from home, because we say the change comes at home. Because if we cannot change ourselves, we cannot look at changing the whole planet. So if we start saying that, we have to change our own lifestyle, and this green home actually will help you change your lifestyle, because it is not that you take up a activity where you are looking into avoiding plastic or managing plastic. That is not green in totality, in a nutshell. But a green home is a totality. It is a holistic approach of adopting plastic waste, adopting low carbon path in terms of using green mobility or lower power bills, lower water bills, lot different concepts goes into it. So what we did in this 1-minute video, so that we can communicate to 1 billion in the country, that a green home means first a sustainable lifestyle. Sustainable lifestyle, it may have different meanings for different people. Sustainable lifestyle can also mean sustainable fashion, how I fashion, or sustainable lifestyle can also mean how I take a product which are made of bamboo. When I construct my building. Sustainable lifestyle might be growing food on the rooftop. There are projects where growing food on the rooftop. Sustainable lifestyle can have n number of means. So I again leave it with all of you. What is a sustainable lifestyle? You can define it for yourself. Going next. The second is the consciousness about water. So we know water is a precious resource and we don't have enough water. For the 18% of the world population, we have 4% of water. So the population is 18% of the world. Fresh water is only 4%. And that is also very diminishing, because the groundwater is polluted or groundwater is very limited. We have a water scarcity in major cities. Surface water is already polluted by the solid waste. So there is very less water available. So more important is, after a lot of recycling, lot of energy usage, when the water comes on our tap, we use a better fixture which don't allow the water wastage and allows a conscious water usage. So green home means conscious water usage. Now let's talk about the power bills, because water is not having so much of bills in our mind, but power is related to the bills that we have to pay after the end of the month. We always discuss it with our friends, colleagues also, what was your power bills last month or this month. So the thing is, we are conscious about this, but how you will reduce it? There are n number of ways to reduce it. A green homes will tell you how to have efficient lighting so that your bills is always 40% less, 60% less than your neighbor. A green homes will tell you how your overall consumption in air conditioning can be brought down to the extent of 30-40% by efficient. So that's a one-time investment of 0.5 or 0.3%, which is not even visible when you pay actually, because it is almost equivalent to paying for the coffee during a whole construction of a project. That is the type of costing which is coming out. What we say, the miscellaneous or contingencies kind of cost, 1% cost. So today, green homes of IGBC has demonstrated also that it doesn't cost extra, it costs less. That is the path-breaking news for everybody, that the green homes cost lesser than the normal home when you construct it. And that has been proven based on the cost analytics of a project. So now, reduced power bills has again a lot of options to go for. Going next, the number 4 point, why a green home is more important and what is a green home means. A green home means the waste segregation. When you are buying a property, you will be worried when your kids grow or when your family is growing or your elderly people are there, whether there will be issues of malaria, whether there will be mosquito breeding, whether there will be waste management, whether there will be water related issues in the project. So you want to get aware that these projects will address waste segregation. And in India, we have started with that mission, with the Swachh Bharat, where we talk about the dry and wet, at least 2 types of waste segregation. It's more important that we do in letter and spirit this kind of a waste segregation, with the dry waste and wet waste is segregated, because this waste can be converted to wealth. This trash can be converted to cash, and this that waste that you are generated can be converted into useful revenue which can be utilized for your overall well-being of the building or maintenance of your building. So there are projects in the country, from the government projects right in the center of Delhi, GPRA township, where many of the government officials have their homes. It is 100% zero waste discharge campus. There is zero waste going out of that project. Similarly, there is a village by ISKCON Govardhan in Mumbai where there is a zero water discharge, zero waste discharge. So zero waste to landfill. So the point is, there are villages which are demonstrating. There are government buildings which are demonstrating. In Hyderabad itself, we have more than 700 buildings which have demonstrated green buildings. And this is possible to go ahead with the waste to compost. Second is waste to cooking gas. You can convert that waste into cooking gas, which can be used for cooking your next meal in the same building, which is happening in green homes. And then third is waste to energy. You can convert this waste to electricity. And it is not happening in just homes, it is happening in villages itself. There is a village where the waste is converted to electricity and it is utilized for the whole village. So there are huge potential on the green homes. Going next, what's the 5th point? 5th point is living around green cover and biodiversity. If I ask every one of you, you will say you will love butterflies, birds, and all kind of biodiversity around it. But how many of you have it in actuality, in reality, or we just see it on the mobiles? So the importance is how we design our building, how we craft the whole landscape of the building. If you have native species which are there before we are born or before our fathers were born, that is the land which has the native species. So the thing is, those native species should not be cut, and exotic species are brought to the same campus. They will not live and they will not attract butterflies, birds, or any biodiversity. So the native plants also have one more major benefit. There is very less water requirement in native species. So your water demand anyways it is less. In Jaipur kind of a scenario, Rajasthan scenario, 640 mld water shortage is there. In those kind of a scenario, we don't have water to take bath. Drinking is only possible. Do you think of putting it into the green cover? But in Rajasthan, green cover is all the more important. So it's more important that we preserve these native species. Secondly, go for the efficient rainwater harvesting systems and don't leave the hose pipe open in the lawns and let the lawns get filled with water. This is the things which happens when we don't have efficient systems and we lose a lot of this very important water. So living around green cover and biodiversity is possible if we plan from day one. If you want to experience, you can also visit our headquarters, our IGBC office, just 1 kilometer away. This is the project where 10% is not green cover, 90% is green cover. Exactly opposite. Every project says 10% green cover. Our project has 90% green cover and we had 10% green roof. Actually speaking, we had 100% green cover. But we looked into that how we can look at rooftop solar and make it into a net zero energy building. That's when we went to avoiding that green roof. Otherwise, that building was exploring for it. And this project that we have, our headquarter building, it is the first green building in the country, and it attracts more than 50 to 60 different birds and butterflies, documented. Then it has 500 to 600 different species of plants, and it has got a herbal garden, it has got an ornamental garden, and it has got many other species. Going next. So plants can also treat your wastewater, that you can see in that project. Now, what is a green home? A green home means a walkable and bicycle friendly community. If your kids want to play, you cannot say, I have to take the kid in the car and then go to a park. That is not a correct way of living. There should be a park within that community. There should be a senior citizen walking down, going around, walking, cycling, jogging. So that is the thing which is also a green home means, a more scope for walking and bicycle friendly communities. Going next. So now green home is also started addressing growing your own food. During COVID, we understood if we have to address the 40 million people in this, all the cities who are actually depending on the rural areas for the food, it is very difficult. In COVID, villagers will say, don't come to my village. You are bringing COVID with you. So why not cities become more self-dependent and grow their own food? And it has started happening globally. Globally, many cities have started doing it. In India also, the cities we work with are actually giving dedicated 40 square meter area per dwelling unit to grow food. So kids are engaged, family members are getting engaged in growing those plants, growing those trees, and at one point of time when they grow up, they will say, this is the tree below which their kids will be playing, will say, this was the tree I planted in 2023. Let's say it is the story of 2047 or 2050. So that is the thing will going to happen. So that is important. And there are cities we are working where they have planted mango trees along the whole avenue. There are cities where we are working where they have planted people tree, mango tree. So they are becoming self-sufficient in terms of going to the addressing the food security, not only energy, water securities. Let's look at the 8th point, why a green home is more important. A green home means more fresh air, more oxygen. We have seen that there was a shortage of oxygen in the country. Oxygen cylinders was in shortage. So what is more important that when we design our building, we have more of options for cross ventilation so that there is more daylight coming in, more fresh air coming in, like this same photograph that you are seeing here, where people can enjoy the daylight, which is the vitamin D, which is a shortage, which is the highest in the country today, in our country. Why it is happening? Because we are moving towards the closed rooms, air-conditioned spaces, and avoiding the days and the air condition and lights. Going next. Now, it's very, very important point, the 9th point. A green home means why I should pay this 1% extra. Why the entire government from the 12 different states are talking about incentive for green homes. Why the entire country is talking about having a green lifestyle? Because investing in sustainability is for a healthier living. So it is not for us, it is for the next generations that we are planning this home, that they will be living in a home which has got good daylight, which has got good ventilation, which has got paints which will not carry VOCs, because a VOC based paints can also cause a lot of harm to your health. Going next, the 10th point is walking the talk on green living. Now, who are walking the talk on green living? Because no one is late in this movement. The movement is, in India, is 20 years old. IGBC started in 2001 and movement is 23 years old, as you can see, but it is the second largest in the world. So you can understand to what pace India is moving. India is not walking, India is not running, India is on a marathon mode. And India will definitely reach the #1 position, that is the Jagat Guru of green building or sustainability. That is all our ancestors would have taught us in past, that how to use and repeatedly reuse those materials till it loses its essence or it has the resource potential. So the green homes will be walking the talk in future also, that these are the projects people would like to experience what is different. When we say our own building, our building would have been visited by, in a year, in a span of year, around 50,000 people visit IGBC headquarters. But school children, delegates, international dignitaries, lot of different set of society come and visit the building. So it has catalyzed, one building has catalyzed today 11,050 buildings. 11,050 is actually a very big number for many other councils. They cannot even have so many buildings as green buildings. So that is where the India is progressing. Go next, please. So this is the opportunity, and it is in Hyderabad. All Hyderabadis can explore what is a green home by going to the stall, learning what is a efficient fixture looks like, or what is a low VOC paint, what is different in this home than my home or any other home that I am already living or in a rented property I am living. I just give a background that why all of us are here for this green homes, first of its kind green property show. Now, quality of lifestyle, you would have seen in many of the stalls here today, there will be one specific term called quality of life. Government of Telangana, quality of life. Hyderabad, quality of life. Village, quality of life. Everybody wants to improve the quality of life. That's why we do job. That's why they come to city. City is the urban center so that we can earn more and we can improve our quality of life. We can have more things in life. So, see, go next please. Oh, it's working, right? So, so what is so unique in this photograph? This photograph is actually talking about the lungs of the community. Are we having enough lung space? Lungs in our body, what you know what it functions. It is actually breathing in good air into the whole body so that it can pump in and it takes the maximum amount of air. It is not food that we take. We take few kgs of food and few liters of water maybe in a day, but we are taking 14,000 cubic feet of air into our body in a day. So that is what we have to look at, what air we are breathing. So green lung spaces will purify the air automatically. There are plants which can be planted in the indoors, there are plants which can be planted in the outdoors, and there are plants which can take care of indoor pollution, sound pollution. There are different plants which can take care of the formaldehydes which are there in your interior wooden furnishings. It can absorb those formaldehydes. You can see these photographs, these are all talking about ample green space, but it has got a very large definition. Ample lung space also means where the kids will play, where the old senior citizen will walk and sit down in the evening. If we don't have this, we have one thing, we have mobile. We can keep on playing with our fingers and keep on scrolling. That is what in India it is happening most of the time. We are spending more time with mobiles rather than going out and sitting in these lung spaces. So ample green lung spaces is what your green homes will provide, and lung spaces doesn't mean just a green patch. Lung space is a very big definition on that. Where I will walk, where I will sit, where I will relax, where there will be a play areas, lot of things goes into this. And IGBC rating systems also mandates lot of things. That's why all the projects you would see will meet certain thresholds in terms of the green lung spaces. Now connectivity to the outdoor environment. Now when I was talking that India is facing the highest shortage in vitamin D. Why? India is facing a lot of respiratory issues because we have went away from the daylight and fresh air. We started living in closed rooms, closed offices, air-conditioned car, air-conditioned home, air-conditioned office, and come back. It will only enhance many other issues in our body. So most important thing is how we are connected to the external environment. So earlier you would have seen in those days when let's say 2-3 generations back, people used to sit below the tree and they have their entire learnings of the life. The concept of Shanti Niketan, the concept of many many eminent people who have actually gathered the entire knowledge just sitting below the tree or going around. So what is important is that we have to be connected to nature. And it says that Indians are good in arithmetic. Indians have good of logical reasoning. They have got mathematical capabilities. One of the reasoning is we have ample daylight in the country. We are in a particular geographic condition where we have enough daylight, though the water shortage is there, but still we have so many perennial rivers. There is water flowing in all of them. There is a lot of more to be done. So we need to be connected to the outdoor environment. And you would have seen in hospitals also, people are actually taken in the evenings or in the mornings once to see the environment that, man, you are alive, you are not dead. So more important thing is that is a healing architecture. It heals you. So it is not that only some physical problems you have to heal. You have many mental issues, mental problems. You will be like to relax. You need to be stress-free. So when you like to stress-free, you actually go to a hill station. It is not important you have to go to a hill station. You can bring the hill station to your home. It is the way you design your home. It is the way you are connecting to the Mother Earth or nature, because greenery is there, greenery is here. It is the only thing that you are, how well you are designing your interiors with good fresh air and connectivity. Now connectivity to the outdoor environment, you can see these kind of photographs you would have seen in resorts, right? You would like to sit down in the balcony. But how many of you would like to sit down in the balcony, or you have a balcony? The situation is like this, that we have a land scarce country now. There's a lot of land scarcity. So whenever it is coming, we are not getting a great view we may get a lot of vehicles in front of her when you open the balcony or you sit in the balcony, and you may get a lot of smoke, vehicle smokes, and you will not be happy to sit there. So it is all important that how a green home is designed, which orientation is towards road and which orientation is not towards road but towards a good green cover, or rather there is a green cover or not. There are projects where they don't have green cover also. So ample recreational spaces for kids. Today we know about these kind of a paid indoor spaces where people go, they pay and they play in this kind of a court. Sometime in the 5th floor they are playing. In a building 5th floor they are playing football. That has been the scenario also in Hyderabad, many places. So more important is how we can have more ample recreational spaces for the kids, not only in schools but when we take them for evenings or on the Saturdays, weekends, we should have enough space for their overall physical well-being. Indoor sports complex for kids. So these are the many options that you can have. Sometimes a small tot lot is enough, but we don't have that small tot lot. It is not, and sometimes a small bench is enough for a senior citizen to relax under the tree, but that is not there. So it is all which will be going into a green homes and it will be addressed. And the use of design to incorporate natural light, and there's a lot of science behind it. How we design it will define how much light will come inside. What is the glass will define how much of light will come inside. Because a glass which has a property called visible light transmittance, VLT, if it is more, your classroom where 40 kids are learning, they will have more daylight. Same classroom, VLT is low, it will be very dull. Students' performance or score will be poor in that class. So all those are get addressed when we go to green school and lot of facts, but green homes definitely address because it is the space where we sleep comfortably and we think, we live more, spend more time with the family. So it's all the more important how we design it for the natural light. Ample daylighting in the living spaces. You would see many photographs are on the daylighting because it is the most important point which will help your building to improve. It is not only for green rating, it is for green living. So just see, if you are sitting in any room, if your window to carpet area is 8%, 10%, 12%, higher the better. Window area, you can just measure openable window area by carpet area of the room. We know these days we have, let's say 10 by 10 bedroom, and then we have a window. Just check the window area by 100 square foot, that carpet area. You will be able to identify whether it's a good ventilation or bad ventilation. Upwards of 10 is better. Then natural daylighting in the regularly occupied spaces. See, sometimes some part of the building smells bad, some part of the building smells good. Why? One of the reason is there is not much attention given on the fresh air ventilation on that particular part of the building. That's why it smells bad, it needs more maintenance. So a green building is one, which also, or green home is one, which will look at how your most of the spaces are daylit and well ventilated. If not, what is the solutions which are available so that we can bring in fresh air into those spaces also. Cool roof coatings. Telangana has launched India's first cool roof policy because Telangana has demonstrated on energy conservation building code where many of the buildings coming up in the state all will be ECBC compliant and much above that because they will be also IGBC compliant with the IGBC ratings for most of them. So the thing is, when the buildings are meeting the best of the best performance in energy, you have already reduced your water energy bills. Now, what is more important is how much heat is coming into your building because there is heat waves, there is heat stress, there is temperature rise. All this is the news of summers in India. Every state will say, every city will say, this is the highest recorded temperature in Bangalore, this is the highest recorded temperature in Delhi, but what to do? So this is the solution where many of the projects are doing it in last 20 years and now it will be happening at a city scale in Hyderabad. You must have seen cities like Jodhpur. It looks completely white. Have you ever thought white is white? Why it is pink in Jaipur? Why they are painting pink? There is also something related to the color. There is something called SRI, but something related to color also. White reflects 100% of it. Black absorbs 100%. So we know what reflects 100%, what absorbs 100%. So it is always better to reflect more heat when it is Jodhpur-like scenario. Otherwise, people will be also need to have a burden of energy loading, connected loads. Terrace gardens to reduce the heat in the buildings. Some of the Leela Palace in Chennai, many of the Kohinoor hospitals in Delhi, many places they have gone for this green cover. Our own building had green cover till some time, till we go ahead with the bifacial rooftop solar PV. So terrace gardens is also a unique experience where you can bring your resort to your home. You need not go to a resort. So the thing is, terrace garden to reduce the heat island in the building. It's more important how you can avoid the heat ingress into the building, because it is not only the green roof which will take care. The parapets can be also coated with high SRI paint. Parapets, you can see they are painted with a white color. Why this parapet is printed with a white color? One of the reason is this white reflects most of the heat. And also this white color, if it is having SRI of more than 78, when you are purchasing that paint, you are selecting the color, you still ask the SRI also. What is the solar reflective index of that paint? When people know the SRI is more than 78, you buy that white rather than any other white. So that white will have the heat reflective property and it will not take a lot of heat into the building. Now let's see what is efficient envelope. Envelope is all about how your building is actually constructed on ground with many of the building blocks like your bricks, fly ash blocks, you may use ACP, you may use concrete, you may have hollow clay blocks, you can have concrete blocks, you can have n number of options. One thing that you can check is what is the U value the manufacturer is talking about. What is the U value of the block? Lower the better. By selecting the material itself, you can reduce the heat ingress into the building. And then something like this shading devices. When we go for a Goa trip or any of the summer trip, we wear a cap, right? This is the cap. The buildings also wear caps. They are called horizontal or vertical louvers so that they can shade the building, so that they don't have the direct heat coming into your building. So these are the caps they are wearing at different floors, because every floor is different. They have to cut off that kind of a heat which will be otherwise coming directly into the building. And the colors also that you can see how they have chosen, they can have, depending on that, they can choose a color also looking at the SRI value of that product. Widespread adoption of green energy. India has made a world record. India is the now 4th largest in terms of solar in the world, and also 4th largest in terms of number of the wind energy installed capacity. So it is, and Telangana has also working on this through the IGBC mandate and many of the other measures through looking at the green energy as a solution. Solar rooftop. This kind of a solar water heating systems is very useful. It is mandated in many of the bylaws. When we build a building or we are actually living in a building, we think about it sometime. When we pay a lot in electricity bills during winters, maybe in Delhi or Shimla, suddenly the person will think, why these electricity bills? When you go down into the depth of the problems, you will identify that there's a lot of power bills, because you have to heat up water, because you have to take bath, and every day while he is taking bath, for 4 or 5 family members, everybody is using geyser. So accordingly, the consumption of electricity is higher. So it is also important that we can have this kind of system, solar water heating systems, in hostels, in hotels, in residential staff quarters, many of the government buildings, quarters. This has been there in every place. You will see in many of the government buildings, they're already doing this kind of a staff quarter. And I have been involved in the certification of one of the governor house. So governor house, where the governor lives, their entire water, solar water, hot water is coming from the solar water heater. So it is possible. If it is possible in governor house, it is possible in each one of our house also. So it is possible we can reduce the use of just electricity. Water savings through efficient fixtures. Actually, many of us are fond of taking shower and also singing a song. But in a situation like India, when we have water crisis, and we definitely need to look at, we can still sing, but then it has to be an efficient water fixture. If it is not an efficient water fixture, the person may become Indian Idol, but his water bills will be very, very high, and he has to also take care of it through his own pocket. So it's all the more important that what fixture we select will decide what kind of a consumption and what kind of a bills they will be paying. If we are not paying bills, let's say we are paying for tankers, right, in Hyderabad. Similarly, many cities in the country are paying for tankers. Segregation of waste and organic waste recycling of resource. This is something you might have seen already in some of the projects. All the green homes which also focus on the segregation of waste and organic waste, they look into this approach. So first step, if you want to be a zero waste to landfill site, zero waste to landfill is a policy where government is looking into it, individuals can look into it, a village is also looking into it, how a village can become zero waste to landfill. So why not a housing society? So there are best housing society awards and things coming up in the pan-India level, where IGBC is also involved, or some of the things are parallelly happening by individuals. You have an organic waste composter where you convert the entire waste into manure. Which is done in Kachegoda railway station here, where they are in this station, Kachegoda station, they are not only creating manure for themselves, they are creating manure and they are giving it to their own buildings also, where the building's landscape is taken care by the Kachegoda railway station manure. So you can understand the footfall which happens in a railway station is huge, and you generate a lot of organic waste. It can be converted into useful manure, can be bagged, can be sold, and again can become a resource for the entire organization. That's why Indian Railways is focusing on greening of railway stations, which is not only this example that I gave for Kachegoda. There are 75 plus examples which are happening in one particular railway station of this kind. And by this, the impact which is happening is they are saving to the extent of 1.5 CR, 1.5 crore savings per year. Every railway station is doing, let it be Sikandrabad, Kachegoda, this is the lowest part. Actually, Sikandrabad is doing 4 crore savings per year just by going green. And the going green investment was 6 lakh rupees. Savings coming is 4 crore per year. So you can understand what is the proportion of going green versus the savings. So it's a huge. So the projects can start with segregation. Those who have not started, they can start from the day one by segregation. So adoption of green mobility to reduce pollution. When I went to IIT Guwahati, you can see inside the campus there are only cycles allowed, or there will be electric vehicle. So you can understand the carbon footprint of that entire campus will be very, very low because personalized vehicles are less. So there are many such examples which are there. Delhi Metro, we are working with 17 plus metro authorities. Delhi Metro, when there is a Hoskas metro station or some of the metro stations, they have tied up with the school itself. So they have a dedicated cycle parking area in the metro station. Or talk about Pune Metro, where you can take your cycle, go to the metro station, take your cycle in the metro and go to a different place. So those kind of things are also started up. So adoption of green mobility is also about adoption of a change of lifestyle. And if you look at Amsterdam, Copenhagen, it is 40 to 60% people are cycling. Can you believe it? Now if I say in Delhi, 50% people are cycling, can you believe me? You will not believe, but it's true. Because the 50% people who are cycling in Delhi, they come out early in the morning and they go back late in the night because they are running the Delhi. The show is run by them. So that's why the one strata of society is completely using cycles in Delhi. So, and if we look at the entire country, it's all the more important that we plan for more footpaths. What has been done in L&T, by L&T in the, or by Hyderabad city in the Hyderabad metro premises, that we should have more spaces of vertical transportation, travelators, footover bridges, footpaths. These are all the more important points. And this will help of a better fitness and better healthy lifestyle also. Because cycling is not about doing something for the mother nature. Cycling is all about fitness. Cycling is all about having a better commuting exercise and also reducing the footprint, your own footprint. Awareness program on green buildings and environment. These are the photographs from the programs which IGBC did for many of the many parts of the country, where the children are getting engaged. Tomorrow you will see here in the right in this hall, we will also having the drawing competition by kids where they will be drawing what is a green home. Because what me and you can think, a children can think 10x, 10 times more than us, because they can think something which is not there. They can innovate and think and draw. So let's see tomorrow what they draw as a green home. So there are many awareness programs that we do pan-India where they get involved, and residential societies are getting involved. We have an exclusive rating program for residential societies where in Navi Mumbai, Thane, there are thousands and thousands of residential apartment owners, like individual owners have gone and engaged, and they are very happy with the rating system. Plantation drives towards, we know the plantation or the cleaning drive or plantation drives, these are happening in Mumbai's, in Chennai's, where we want to clean up the ocean. There was an initiative by Integrated Mountain Initiative for all the 11 hill states, and they tried to clean up the Himalayas. So if organizations can try to clean up the Himalayas, why can't we try to clean up our own communities? So there are many different initiatives which are happening in the country. So I would like to just end on this note that, yeah, can you go to the video? Pause the video. So most important thing is there is no plan B or there is no planet B. There might be satellites going, there might be a lot of research going on where we can go next to start polluting as a species. But as a human race, we need to think that there is no plan B. Please go next. So there is no planet B, and let's together embrace the change. So that is this show all about. So let's together embrace the change, and Green Property Show is a place where you can have hands-on on the water efficient fixtures, where you have hands-on on the energy efficient fixtures or a green lifestyle. There are many number of measures which are around a green home. I tried to articulate a few of them and give a overall glimpse to this. So enjoy the property show for the rest of the day. Thank you. Have a good day.